Madam Web. Is it as bad as what people make out? That's what we're going to delve into now in my review and thoughts. And, you know, let's look at it with an open mind. Let's go into this one. Let's do it. Hello, everyone. Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Welcome to my review for Madam Web. Yes, a film that actually made my top 10 most anticipated movies of the year. I don't know why, there wasn't much to choose from. The film comes at us rated with a 12A and a runtime of 1 hour and 57 minutes. It's directed by S.J. Clarkson, who primarily has a background in directing TV episodes and TV movies. Written by Matt Sazama, Burke Sharpless and Claire Parker. The film stars Dakota Johnson as the film's primary character, Cassie Webb, or Madam Webb. Sydney Sweeney as Julie Cornwall, Isabella Merced as Anya, Celeste O'Connor as Mattie Franklin, Tahar Rahim as the film's big bad Ezekiel, and Adam Scott as a young Ben Parker, soon to become Uncle Ben. So this film starts in the 1970s and we are introduced to the mother of Cassie Webb. She's working down in the Amazon forest, rainforest, looking for a certain species of spider. She is pregnant at the time. She kind of gets double-crossed by the fella that's with her, who is a young Ezekiel. She gets shot after finding the spider. He steals the spider. She's about to die, but she actually gets rescued by these tribe of natives who are in tune with the spiders, shall we say, kind of like Spider-Men, if you will. And she gives birth after being bitten by one of these spiders. They give her a spider is put on her and it bites her. She gives birth to Cassie, but she dies in childbirth. We then jump forward in time where we're introduced to a grown-up Cassie Dakota Johnson, who's working alongside, conveniently, Ben Parker as ambulance crew. And on this call out that they're on, she nearly runs over one of the girls. She has these past. Her day-to-day life brings her in connection to the three girls that are the ones that join her on this story. And we come to find out about Ezekiel. He's in town and he's having these nightmares. He's having these dreams that show the death of him at the hands of these three girls. He's got these three faces and he's been plagued with these dreams for ages, and he wants to find out who they are and kill them to prevent his own death. And therein is the story of this film. That is what this story of this film is about. And then it's the journey of Cassie having these flashes forward in the future, only short, not far in the distance, but just short flashes, just minutes ahead of time, and rescuing these girls, bringing them together, trying to keep them safe from him, find out what's going on, blah, blah, blah. All the while, you've got Ben Parker there. His sister is pregnant, heavily pregnant, with a young child that is, you can assume to be Peter Parker, and all this sort of stuff. So that's the basic story of the film. So we won't go any more into that. No spoilers or anything like this. But is it a bad film? That is the question, right? And my answer to that is no. It's not a bad film. I mean, I've seen recent films from the superhero genre that are far worse than this. And I am looking at both DC and the MCU in general. The problem with this film is that this film is maybe 20-25 years too late. That's the whole problem. And the way that it has been made, obviously on a somewhat reduced budget, is that it doesn't want to give you these characters in costume. It doesn't want to give you the special effects or the superpowers that these characters would eventually end up having. This is a complete origin story movie, and it harks back to the earlier days of superhero TV and superhero films, where all you really ever wanted was to see these characters in costume doing what they do. And you never get it until the third act of the movie. And this one even goes one step further in that you don't get it at all. And that's primarily the biggest problem with this film, is that we're in an era now where we have been spoiled so much by the superhero genre with the stuff that we get to see on screen, that a film like this comes out and inevitably it's going to get backlashed because it's not of this time. It is not of this time. It's not meant to be here and now. This is a film for 20, 25 years ago, when you would come away thinking, okay, I wish we saw more of these characters in costume. So, but the film does have its problems. I'm not saying it's a fantastic film, not by any means. It is very, very clunky. There's a lot of stuff going on in the film that is just for conveniences, the purpose of convenience, and it just feels like that. Things just happen for the sake of happening. I think that the overall story of the villain, Ezekiel, now I know Ezekiel from the comics. I know him primarily from a run that was written by J. Michael Straczynski maybe 20 years ago, something like that. It's not the Ezekiel that I know, because he kind of was a mentor kind of figure to Spider-Man, but also being a bit shades of grey. So it's, you know, his motivations just come across as weak and forced. Yeah, the cast itself, yeah, there's some clunky dialogue in this film. There truly is. I mean, you know, there's bits where I'm thinking, I can't believe the sort, you know, the things that are coming out of these characters' mouths are just stupid. But for the most part, I feel that, you know, Dakota Johnson was fine enough as the character of Madam Web. Now, obviously, a much younger version of Madam Web than what I'm used to. She's an older lady in the comics with grey hair. And like I said, it's not until the actual end of this film that she steps into that role of being Madam Web. Now, as for the aesthetics in the film, the look of the Spider-Man-esque Ezekiel is lazy because it is essentially a Spider-Man outfit. That, you know, why would Spider-Man end up with a very similar looking style outfit as someone from however many years before that he doesn't know about? The stuff in the rainforest, the stuff when the spider people tribesmen picked up the mother of Cassie, you know, I thought the designs of their outfits, the sort of webbing look of it, with however it was made, I thought that looked really good. You know, I thought that was a good start, looked great. And then the stuff where Dakota Johnson is in the web, if you know what I mean without spoiling it, the scenes where she's in the web and you've got all the strands coming off, you know, that pointed towards an intriguing story concept, because this is a character that has the ability to see everything that's going on, almost like a watcher of Spider-Man. You know, you got the Spider-Man multiverse and all this sort of thing. All these webs are intertwined, all these characters on these webs are intertwined, and she has the ability to see what's going on in all of them. And so therein lies the intriguing part of this character, but that part of it obviously wasn't played upon whatsoever in the context of this film. So yeah, so I'm going to say this isn't a great film by any means. No, it's not. It's so far removed from the superhero genre that people, like I said, have been spoiled by superhero films that they're not going to accept this anyway. You're talking about characters here that people aren't even going to know about. Madam Web, who the hell is that? You know, only your proper diehard Spider-Man fans are going to know the character Madam Web. So you're onto a losing point there. Ultimately, the film feels like it wasn't needed, that it was just, why have you made this? There's no point to it. It's kind of come out of nowhere. But there's some intriguing ideas within there that could have been explored further down the line. It very much feels like a pilot TV episode, only longer in its runtime. It feels like this is the opening act to a TV series, and then you would go into a Spider-Man-esque, with these female characters, kind of story, adventure and universe. Only obviously chances of us getting that are slim to none. But as a standalone film, comparable to the stuff you get today. It isn't comparable. It's more akin to what you would expect from a superhero movie back in the mid 90s or late 80s. That's what it ultimately comes down to. A film far removed from its time. That's my review. Let me know your thoughts down below in that comment section. Hit the subscribe button. Come and join the channel. And yeah, just let me know your thoughts on this one. Or if you're just not even going to bother seeing it. And I'll see you on the next one. Take care all and goodbye.